Hi, Matthew Schoenhardt here of MS Consulting. You can find me at datadrivenrisk.com. Today we're going to talk about portfolio contingency funding and where should we fund projects within a portfolio of projects. So, to start that, we need to look at the first concept. Let's look at the typical AEC Class 4 or FEL2 project cost outcomes for a large project. And we can see that curve. That green curve is a probability distribution, and it shows us a nice bell curve that we're used to seeing. Now, there's three lines I've drawn on this curve. The first one is the mode. The mode is the most likely cost outcome. It's the highest probability outcome. It's that top of the curve. It is not, however, the median. The median is the P50. The P50 means half the projects go over this number and half the projects go under this number. And the third number we want to talk about is the mean, and that's the arithmetical average. So we're going to zoom in on this graph and look at each of these concepts in detail. Woo! Zoom in. So the first one is the mode. The mode in most estimates roughly translates to the 40th percentile or the P40. If you went funding at the most likely contingency that you need, you probably only need about 2.5%. That's pretty good on a portfolio. As a project manager, you might not be so happy. The second number is the median. That's the P50. That means half the projects are over this number and half the projects are under this number. If you fund it at the P50, you're going to need about 9% contingency. The next thing is the mean. This is the arithmetical average. That means half the project cost overruns are above this number and half the project cost underruns are below this number. That's about the P55 for a lot of projects. And then this sample is around 2.5% contingency. Now here's the trick. If you fund things at the P50, meaning half my projects are over and half my projects are under, this is what it's going to mean. That means of the projects, half of them that run under, they need to return all of the money. And those extra funding needs to then be used to fund the projects that are going to need the money. That's the half that went over budget. However, the half that went over budget are going to need all of that underrun money and an extra 3 to 5%. And so when you start thinking about portfolio funding, you need to start thinking about funding projects at the mean contingency levels, not the median or P50 contingency levels. Otherwise, your portfolio is going to be a bit broken. And again, in a well-calibrated contingency process for a portfolio, we should see half of our projects go over and half of them go under. That's not a count of half. We should see 11 out of 20 go under and 9 out of 20 go over. However, the total underruns, the value of the underruns, is going to be equal to the total cost of the overruns. And that's what a well-developed portfolio contingency program assessment looks like. If you like these things, it's Matthew Schoenhardt at datadrivenrisk.com. Thank you.